Arkansas, all I can say is wow. You continue to absolutely amaze me in the wilderness. And this place is definitely no exception. It is wonderful, it is beautiful, and it is easy to get to. Hey, this is Schoolhouse Falls and Trail that Cameron and I took today. Man, what a beautiful place. And again, I continue to say that on every trail we go to, but it just keeps getting better. Now this trail, I'm going to go ahead and share that this is a easy to easy moderate. And the reason I said easy moderate is simply because when you're coming back from the creek, there is a little uphill, and of course for some of us that are a little older, just take your time, but there was really no dangerous spots on this trail. Now, coming down this to this trail from the Wilderness Trail Road, there's a parking lot. And if you typed in Schoolhouse Falls on your computer GPS locator, it's going to take you to an area on the road, but that's not where you park. There will be a parking lot that is either to your left or to your right, but you will see it's a fairly good sized parking lot, and there is a stake that says parking but no camping. It's not that difficult. There are many people out there that have directions on how to get to it, and I'll even post one of those individuals on getting to this particular trailhead. Now, once you get on the ATV road, you're going to be heading down lots of mud. If you have four-wheel drive, you'd be able to get down the road, but I really would suggest the parking because it's only a half a mile to the trailhead, and then really another half a mile to the waterfall. So you're looking at a 2-mile round trip, which is not bad at all. And the majority of this hike is on flat ground, which Cameron and I both are excited about because it's been a few weeks since we've been hiking, and so you kind of tend to lose that wonderful muscle tone. Now again, you can see that we've had some pretty good rain, and we were excited about that because this particular trail, this particular waterfall needs to have a good rain in order for it to really be flowing. Now some of these areas that you see here are again pretty deep. Some of these mud pools are pretty deep, and so again, if you do not have four-wheel drive, I would not suggest going through this area. Now too, there are lots of animals out in this area. We got to hear many different types of woodpeckers that are in the area. But let me go ahead and mention this, that there is a fork in the road on up the ways, and you're going to take the left fork. There'll be a red ribbon in a tree, and you're going to take that left fork. Don't take the right one, take the left one. Again though, getting back to the animals, we heard several different types of birds in the area, as well as we saw a fox taking off through the woods, and lots of deer. I'm telling you, there are a lot of deer in this area. Now one thing, if you see this plastic, somebody left ground cloth there. There's a picnic table, so you'll know that you're close, a bench where you can sit and rest if you need to, but somebody left some ground cloth there, so we left it there because we thought, well, maybe somebody was coming back to camp. But again, please pick your stuff up. Now when you're passing the picnic table, you're just going to keep going straight, and you're eventually going to run here right into the trail. Now I posted this picture because it is, we call them the Indian pointing trees, and who knows who created it, but I've never seen a double one like that. So it's going in two different directions. So if you see that off to your left as you're going down the trail, you know you're in the right direction. Please notice as you're going down this trail, all the pines, and then getting into the hardwoods. Now during the summer months, late spring, early summer, black bear love the pine trees, as well as in the hardwoods, because of some of the fields that are out there. The owls should be plentiful in the summertime in this area. Now again, as you notice, this is pretty flat ground, and we're not having any trouble whatsoever, especially myself did not have any trouble in going down through this particular trail. It was a beautiful sunrise today, so I would really suggest you get out there early in the mornings. And two, if you're going to do it late spring, early summer, be sure you take your bug spray, because you will need that, especially in the pine trees. Ticks love that pine straw. Now, as you get closer to the creek, you will, if the water is running, you will hear it. You're going to know, oh man, we're close to the falls, and so you're not that much further. Once you start hearing the water, then you know you're not that far, from your destination to see the falls. This is an area that I would highly recommend to explore, possibly camp, simply because of the amount of creeks that are in the area. We did not get a chance to go to too many of the creeks, but you'll see later on that we did take a little bit of a side adventure on down the main creek of Schoolhouse Falls, just to see what was down there. Now we are getting closer now to the falls area, and you're going to come to the creek. When you come down to this creek, you're going to notice to the left that there is two creeks coming into this particular area, and this is a lot of slate that's going through here, some granite, but a lot of slate. So it really was not that slick. I was expecting it to be slick, but this is where you're going to cross. So the water was not high here. Because it's so flat, the water was really spread nicely, and you could just walk right across. We didn't have to take our shoes off or anything, and just walk right on across. But I can tell you that there would probably be times that if you were to come to this area and lots of water, that you'll need water shoes and be able to take your shoes off and cross the creek if you didn't want to get too wet. Now when you cross the creek, there is, you'll see the trail that goes off to the right. And this, as we're looking down the stream here, this will come to what's called the Upper Schoolhouse Falls first. And beautiful, oh my gosh, it's just really picturesque. For some real photographers, it's not the best photography for waterfalls, but it's still a beautiful area, especially for videotaping, as you can see here. Just a beautiful place here. Now this is Upper Schoolhouse Falls right here. You can see the water was running pretty good. This fall here is about 4.5 to 5 feet tall. Looking at it at this angle doesn't give you the full benefit of just how tall this fall is, but it's about 4.5 to 5 feet tall. Now you'll see where people have been standing right there to take videos, and so you'll go back up from that area and back onto the main trail. You can see there to the right, we are coming to the top of Schoolhouse Falls. Now, if you have children that you're taking with you, the only thing I would suggest is please hold on to them when you get closer to Schoolhouse, because there is a pretty serious, couple of pretty serious drop-offs in this area. So you want to be sure that you hold on to the children. Here comes Cameron coming up from a little overlook that's down that you can overlook at the top of Schoolhouse. And you'll see here in a minute what I'm talking about. walking down to this particular area, again, I just want to tell you to be careful. You're going to come pretty close to the edge of the cliff area. And there is Schoolhouse Falls. Now, that doesn't look very tall, but it's about a 35, 40-foot fall. And beautiful. You can see the water's beautiful. It'll be a great swimming area. Come down to camp. There are several pools all down this creek. It would be perfect for swimming. So when you leave that particular overlook, you're going to go back up to the trail and head right, and then you'll see where the trail will actually go back down to the right, that you can make it much easier down to the bottom to see the falls from the bottom. Cameron and I were the only ones out there. We did this on a Thursday morning, and so we were the only ones out there. And it's hard for me to understand that, because again, this is only a mile to get to this particular area, to this particular fall. Now, he and I did travel probably about another mile and a half down the creek to see various things that we could see, because we'd never been there before. So we just wanted to do some exploring while we were there. As you can see, that the trail again is not that difficult at all, and the trail was pretty well. You could pretty well find the trail. There was no issues for us at all seeing the trail. Again, one of the things that I love about exploring these areas are a lot of the cliffs that you get to see, a lot of those cliff overhangs, hangovers, those cliff overhangs. And of course, you know, during the wintertime, man, when it's ice, that really creates some beautiful landscape. You always hear me talk about going in the spring and the wintertime hiking, because you get to see a lot more because the leaves aren't there. And again, here's Schoolhouse Falls. What a beautiful place. We did not encounter any trash in this area at all. I was tickled pink about that, and I'm so grateful. Good job, hikers. I'm really proud of you. Continue to keep the trash picked up and continue to keep these areas clean and clear. The water here is absolutely pristine water. Now, I mentioned to you that we went on down the creek and did some hiking. There are some smaller water features that are here. This is a slide area that was on down the creek. Beautiful. I mean, the moss, you see how green that is. The moss was just beautiful in this water area as it traveled on down through this, what I call a slide area. Now, at the end of this water feature, there was a small waterfall that it created as well. And when you're here at this, go across the creek at this point. Don't go on down, stay on this side. Don't stay on this side to go across the creek. Go ahead and cross the creek at this area so that you can walk on down to get to
on down the creek.
What you're about to see. There is a pretty good voluntary trail that goes through there. Sometimes it looks like an animal trail, but it's not. But there are some really nice cliff areas. This is one of the areas that Cameron and I explored. You can go into this area and go, just kind of follow through the rocks and through the cliffs. And there are areas where water is coming down. It was not coming down very hard on this trip, but we are going to come back after a hard rain, and you'll see what I'm talking about in this one area. That water would probably be beautiful coming off this cliff. Now again, we're in spring, early spring, so there's not a lot of underbrush that you have to worry about. Not a lot of insects, those kinds of things, or snakes. But in this area, if you're coming in late spring, early summer, then you need to pay close attention to where you're walking. This is that area I was talking about, that there was water coming down, but it wasn't a great deal, but you definitely could hear it and see it coming down. And just again, it will be a beautiful area when there's a lot of rain, and to see the water coming off those cliffs. Lots of moss, algae in this area. Really gives those rocks just incredible beauty. Now, it wasn't too difficult to get to this area, but I would suggest that if you're going to go, that you be in a little bit of shape in order to get to this area, because there were some definitely up and downs. So I would consider hiking on down the creek to be moderate. Now, I took some extra video of some of the water features in this area that we saw, so I hope that you enjoy these. And listen, anytime you need to ask questions, please don't hesitate to email me or to message me on Facebook. Cameron and I both would love to just be able to share with you how to get to these places and share our experiences. And if you ever see us posting a trip, you're always welcome to go with us. Hey guys, God bless you, and thank you so much for watching this. And I really hope that you guys enjoy Arkansas as much as we do. God bless you guys.